Good morning, guys. Welcome to today's Afrikaans lesson. I hope you're all doing well. Let's have a look at today's lesson. At the end of the lesson, you will know hoe om Vraestel 1 Afdeling C vraag 4 te beantwoord, how to answer paper 1 section C questions 4, hoe om 'n strokiesprent te ontleed, how to analyze a cartoon, en hoe om 'n basiese direkte rede sin in indirekte rede te verander, how to change a basic direct speech sentence into indirect speech. Kom ons kyk na die strokiesprent. Let's have a look at the cartoon. You are familiar that you are always asked a cartoon in question 4, and how you approach the cartoon and answering it will help you gain marks in this section. Goed, kom ons kyk na hierdie strokiesprent. Let's have a look at this cartoon. Ons sien ons het 'n rampie 1, 'n rampie 2 en 'n rampie 3. We have a frame 1, 2 and 3. Okay, now it's very important, kyk altyd na die karakters se liggaamstaal. Always look at the characters' body language. That is important, and it is also important to look at the type of sentences. Goed, so kom ons kyk. Rampie 1 sê, luister nou mooi, Boeta. Listen carefully, son. Now there's an exclamation mark, so that is telling us it's a bevelsin. It's an instruction. She says, listen now, son. Okay, kom ons kyk na die ma se liggaamshouding. Let's have a look at the mom's body language. Wat sien ons? What do we see? Kyk hoe lyk haar hand. Look at her hand. Jeremy se ma wys haar vinger na hom. Jeremy's mom is pointing her finger at him. Okay, Jeremy, this is the guy, his name is Jeremy. Hy is 'n tienerseun. He's a teenage boy. And you will find that often when they ask you the cartoon, they do ask about stereotypical behavior. In this case, they will ask you about the stereotypical behavior of a teenager. Maar nou, hoe lyk Jeremy? How does Jeremy look? Kyk na sy skouers. Look at his shoulders. Jeremy's skouers hang. His shoulders are hanging. Goed, kom ons kyk na rampie 2. Let's look at frame 2. Kom ons kyk eers na die ma. Let's first have a look at the mom. Sy wys nog steeds haar vinger na Jeremy. She's still pointing her finger at Jeremy. Hoe lyk haar oë? How does her eyes look? Kom ons kyk. Haar ma, hoe lyk die ma se oë? Hulle is groot. They are big. En hoe lyk haar wenkbroue? That is eyebrows. A good word to know, wenkbroue. Hoe lyk haar wenkbroue? Goed, sy frons. She is frowning. Hoe lyk haar mond? How does her mouth look? Haar mond is groot oop. Now we go and have a look how the words have been typed. Goed, so alles is aan mekaar getik. Everything has been typed one after the other. En dit dui dat sy vinnig praat of kwaad is. It's indicating to us that she is speaking quickly or that she's angry. She is saying, ek is moeg om vir jou te sê om goed te doen wat jy self moes geweet het om te doen. Jy is so lui, so selfsugtig, ek het nie meer die geduld om vir jou te wag nie, Jeremy. Ek sal jou pa hiervan vertel. Hy sal jou vasvat, so wag jy maar net. Jou dag sal kom, dan lag ek. She is extremely upset with her son. Now we go to frame 3 and we look. After she has had a go at her son, she now asks, verstaan jy? Do you understand? So what type of sentence is that? That is a vraagsin. Now we look at Jeremy. Look how he's changed from frame 1 to frame 3. Suddenly, his hair is all big. So, hoekom lyk Jeremy se hare so? Why is his hair looking like this now suddenly? Daai aan sy kop is vol van alles wat sy ma gesê het. It's indicating that his head has been filled with everything his mom has said. Kom ons kyk na sy oë. Let's have a look at his eyes. Hoe lyk hulle? Goed, hulle is groot. His eyes are big. Okay, now just like yesterday when we did the advertisement, and we saw that 6 out of the 10 questions from question 3 were based on the interpretation of the advertisement. The same applies to question 4. Question 4 is also 10 marks, and you will see that in this specific question paper, 5, so half of the questions marked are based on the interpretation of the cartoon. So let's have a look at the various questions. Goed, so vraag 4.1 sê kies die korrekte antwoord wat die stelling korrek voltooi, skryf slegs die vraagnommer en die letter neer. So choose the correct answer that completes the statement stelling correctly. Only write down the question number and the letter. Okay, they tell you how they want the answer. So they only want the question number and the letter. So nou sê die sin, luister nou mooi Boeta, is 'n voorbeeld van A, 'n bevelsin, an instruction, B, 'n stelsin, is it a statement, C, 'n vraagsin, is it a question, or D, 'n uitroepsin. Now uitroepsin looks very similar to bevelsin, but an uitroepsin is an exclamation. Right, if I go, "Shoo, dit is darm koud vandag." I'm going, "Gosh, it's really cold today." I am expressing my feeling. I'm not giving an instruction. Okay, so that is important to differentiate between the two. So in this case, she is giving him an instruction. He needs to listen to her. And therefore you will only write down the letter A. Goed, ons kyk na vraag 4.2. Gee een visuele tegniek wat die feit dat Jeremy se ma woedend is vir hom ondersteun. Okay, so you have to name one visual technique that supports the fact that Jeremy's mother is furious. Woedend is this, it's the same as squat. It's just a different word, that the mom is furious with him. Okay, so there are various things you could write down. You only have to write down one to get your 1 mark. So sy wys haar vinger na hom. She points her finger at him. Haar oë is groot. Her eyes are big. Haar mond is groot oop. Her mouth is wide open. Dit lyk of sy baie hard praat of skree. Now it's important to explain to the marker what you see. So by using the word like, it says it looks as if. So you are telling the marker what you saw. Okay, so dit lyk asof sy baie hard praat of skree. Dan sê vraag 4.3, wat is die funksie daarvan dat die ma se sinne alles aan mekaar geskryf is? The function that the mom's words have been typed together like that. Dit beklemtoon dat sy vinnig en sonder ophou praat. Remember this word beklemtoon from yesterday? I said remember there is no such word in Afrikaans as emphasize. It doesn't exist in the Afrikaans language. Also, you can't just write om te beklemtoon. Okay, I know it's a joke amongst a lot of you. However, you have to write down what is being emphasized. Okay, so this is saying it's emphasizing the fact that she is speaking quickly and without taking a breath. Maar dan sê nommer 4.4, hoekom is Jeremy se hare so groot in raampie 3? Why is his hair so big in frame 3? Dit wys sy kop is vol van alles wat sy ma gesê. It shows, once again, I'm indicating to the marker, this is what I've seen. It shows his head is full with everything his mother has said. En dan nommer 4.5. Waarom is Jeremy se oë so groot in raampie 3? Why is his eyes so big in frame 3? Okay, so you have to express yourself nicely in this question. Hy is verbaasd, that means surprised, dat sy ma so kwaad is. Often teenagers are surprised when their moms have a go at them. They're like, I don't know what I've done wrong. Okay, so in this case, he might be surprised. Maybe het hy vir sy ma geskrik. Maybe he had a fright when his mom started screaming at him. Or maybe het hy nie verstaan wat sy ma alles gesê het nie. Maybe because she was so angry and speaking at the same time, fast, quickly, he didn't understand what she was saying at all. Goed, nou gaan ons kyk na vraag 4.6. We're going to have a look at question 4.6. Skryf die sin oor in die indirekte rede. Now, often in question 4, direct and indirect speech is asked as a question because we are busy with a part 2. However, it is not just limited to question 4, but it is often in this specific question. So ek het hier gesê 'n paar vinnige stappe om sinne na die indirekte rede te verander. A few quick steps to change a sentence into indirect speech. Now, if we look at the sentence, it says, Jeremy se ma sê, jy is baie lui en selfsugtig. Now, step 1, stap 1, onderstreep die werkwoord. It is extremely important, whatever you do sentence related, that you are able to identify the verb, because the verb is the thing that usually moves around in a sentence. So in this case, our verb is, the verb is, but then stap 2, trek 'n sirkel om enige voornaamwoord wat verander moet word. Please put a circle around any pronoun that has to be changed. Please look out for the pronouns in the infinitive as well. So if this sentence says, jy is baie lui en selfsugtig om my nie te help nie, that my in the infinitive would also have to change. Okay, so double check the infinitive. Usually the pronouns that change are the ones ek, my, and jy, jou. Those are usually the ones that change. Dan stap 3, sê, kyk na die tipe sin. Is dit 'n stelsin? Look at the type of sentence. Is it a statement? Because then you're going to use that to join the introductory sentence with the direct speech. In this case, the sentence is a statement, and they have been very kind to tell you what to use to join the two sentences. So as ons sê begin so, Jeremy se ma sê dat, right? Now we know, okay, this is a statement. Is dit 'n vraagsin? If it's a question, and the question is starting with a verb, we are going to use the word of to join the introductory sentence with the direct speech, or is it an instruction? Goed, en dan skryf ons die sin in die indirekte rede. So kom ons kyk, wat gebeur nou? We have now determined this is a stelsin, dis die tipe sin. So ons skryf presies wat hulle gesê ons mee moet begin. We are writing down exactly how they said we should start. Jeremy se ma sê dat. Now remember, dat is voegwoord groep 3. It's your group 3 conjunction. Daarom gaan dan die werkwoord na die einde van die sin toeskuif. Therefore, this verb that you've identified is going to move to the end of the sentence. Direct and indirect speech, writing from direct speech to indirect speech, is actually also checking your ability to join sentences with group 3 conjunctions. Please keep that in mind. Okay, so now we have identified jy has to change. It's changing to hy because Jeremy se ma is addressing Jeremy. Dat hy baie lui en selfsugtig is. Now, this question was for 2 marks, and 1 mark would have been awarded for the jy that you've changed into hy, the pronoun, and the other mark would have been awarded for the verb moving to the end of the sentence. If you forgot to change the pronoun, you will get 1 out of 2. Or if you remember to change the pronoun but you forgot to move the is to the end of the sentence, you would still get 1 mark. Often, the indirect speech questions are only for 1 mark. If that is the case, and you remember to change your pronoun, but you did not move the verb to the end, you will not be awarded any marks. So there are no half marks at all. So it is extremely important that you check that you have changed your pronouns and that you have moved your verb to the end of the sentence. And then very important, onthou, ons verander nie die tydsvorm van die sin nie. Unlike English, when you are writing a sentence from direct to indirect speech, you are not changing the tense of the sentence. Goed, ons kyk na die volgende vraag. Gee die antoniem van die onderstreepte woord, skryf slegs die vraagnommer en die antwoord neer. Nou, 'n antoniem is 'n antonym, right? En dit is 'n woord met die teenoorgestelde betekenis. It's a word with the opposite meaning. So in hierdie geval het ons die woord lui. The word lui means lazy. We have to find a word with the opposite meaning. If you're not lazy, you are hard working. En dan het ons dit nou hier neergeskryf, hardwerkend. Okay. Question 4.8. I would like to discuss in tomorrow's lesson. This is quite a difficult leidende vorm sentence, and I would like to structure a lesson around leidende vorm in itself. Kom ons kyk na 4.9. Gee die vergrotende trap van die woord tussen hakkies. Skryf slegs die vraagnommer en die antwoord neer. Now, vergrotende trap has to do with trappe van vergelyking. It's got to do with our degrees of comparison, and you need to know the names of the 3 degrees. So ons het die stellende trap, that's our first one, mooi. Then we've got our vergrotende trap, the one a little bit bigger, mooier, so we add the ER. And then we've got the oortreffende trap, the biggest form, that's the one where we add the STE. Now, in the exam, when you are extremely nervous and sometimes you can't think straight because you're just so stressed and you're confronted with all these Afrikaans words that you do not understand, just remember, when you see the word vergrotende trap and you're not sure which one they are looking for, a quick cheat is to look at the word vergrotende trap, and you will see there is an ER at the beginning of that word, and that is your reminder that they want you to add ER to the word. Okay, so that is a quick cheat if you can't remember what degree they are looking for. So if we look at the word, the sentence, Jeremy se ma is moeg as sy pa vir sy gedrag. Jeremy's mother is more tired than his dad for his behavior. That word as also indicates to us that they are looking for the second degree. The word us will stand somewhere after the word in brackets. Okay, so now we go to this word and we look at it and it's moeg. But now we can't in Afrikaans say Jeremy se ma is moeger as sy pa vir sy gedrag. It doesn't work. So the G is going to fall away and you're going to add an E with the deelteken, the two dots on it, and then the R. Where you put the deelteken is extremely important. I know from marking that sometimes the deelteken ends up between the two E's, and my kids in my class have admitted that they put it between the two E's, that we the markers can decide where the deelteken should go. And if you are guilty of doing that, you will not be awarded any marks. You need to indicate very clearly on what letter the deelteken should go. Usually it's the second vowel. In this case, we have three vowels, so it's on the third one. But you can actually hear when I pronounce the word where the deelteken should go. Now, I've given you additional note here, addisionele nota. In Afrikaans kan ons onderskei tussen skryftekens en leestekens. We can distinguish between punctuation, the leestekens, and those signs that we put on certain of our words, like the deelteken or the little copy, or sometimes we put a little line on one of the words, one of the letters to emphasize it. Now the deelteken has a function. Okay, the two dots on the letter has a function. Die funksie is dit dui die begin van 'n nuwe lettergreep aan. It indicates the start of a new syllable. Okay, so you can hear when I pronounce the word moer, listen carefully, moer. Ek is moer, as my pa. Okay, so you can hear where I take a breather in the word. That is the start of the new syllable. So the deelteken will go on the start of the new syllable. Okay, this is what ons daar het. Okay, so now for tomorrow, I'd like you to try and write the following two sentences into indirect speech. Ek sê so skryf die onderstaande twee sinne in die indirekte rede. 1. Jeremy antwoord, ek help jou daagliks in die huis. Right, the word antwoord can be replaced by sê, doesn't matter. En dan nommer 2, Jeremy se ma sê, jy maak my baie kwaad. So for tomorrow, if you are joining me again, I will start off the lesson by marking these two sentences to have a look if you understand what you are doing. Goed, so kom ons kyk, wat het ons vandag geleer? What did we learn today? Kyk altyd na die liggaamstaal van die karakters in die strokies. Always look at the body language of the characters in the cartoon. Kyk na die tipe sinne in strokies prent en hoe hulle getik is. Look at the types of sentences and how they've been typed. Sometimes in a cartoon, you get a sentence starting with a capital letter and then everything else follows in small letters, and suddenly in frame 4, you have everything in capital letters and bold. Okay, that is trying to convey a message. So it is important to actually have a look how the words have been typed. En dan met die indirekte rede, with the indirect speech, onthou die 3 stappe. Remember the 3 steps. Stap 1, onderstreep die werkwoord. Always underline that verb. Stap 2, omcirkel die voornaamwoorde. Circle the pronouns. Remember the ones in the infinitive. En stap 3, bepaal die sinsoort. Determine the type of sentence that we are dealing with. Now, gaan kyk 'n bietjie na die skrywer Daniel Cronje se strokies prent reeks meester. I've given you a link here, and go and have a look at Dani Cronje's cartoon series Meester. You can even just type in Meester in your Google search, and on images, all the cartoons on Meester will pop up. Now you must probably come across the Meester cartoons in some of the past papers. That's the one where you've got the male teacher, and he's always extremely upset with this boy that looks extremely bored with anything to do with school. Go and read, I urge you to actually go and read the various cartoons. It's light reading, it's visual, and in the process you are going to improve your Afrikaans vocabulary, and maybe you read a cartoon and then it's one that pops up in your exam, and then you're familiar with that specific cartoon and you've already seen it. Really do yourself a favor and go and have a look at the cartoon series Meester that you can find um, at the following link. Goed, nou kom kuier môre gerus weer saam met my. I would like you to join me again tomorrow at 8. And what are we going to look at? Wat gaan ons nou kyk? Die leidende vorm sal bespreek word. I'd like to pay specific attention to the passive voice. Met Vraestel 1, Afdeling C, vraag 5 sal bespreek word met die aandag veral gefokus op die volgende. So, paper 1, section C, question 5 will be discussed, and we will look at the following. The kort infinitive, the short infinitive, I'm going to spend some time on that, and if time allows, I would like to recap voegwoorde quickly, as well as hoe om sinne met groep 3 voegwoorde te begin. How to join sentences with group 3 conjunctions. Right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. I hope you have a great afternoon. Enjoy your evening, and then I'll see you tomorrow morning bright and early at 8 o'clock. Keep well, guys. Bye.